Should be topic number 3 says, and this is a good topic. I think we're all familiar with black YouTubers. Should be topic number 3 is black YouTube going down the toilet. So I had asked folks to drop an emoji that describes, in essence, how they feel about tonight's conversation so far. A few of you did. If there's any others, please drop it. But this is a particular topic that I think will be a good one for you guys to really express your thoughts on black YouTube via emoji or just by straight up commentary. This came with a link that takes us back to Twitter again. And it takes us to this video, I guess. Is this a video?
Majority of his content.
So what we'll do, So what we'll do is we'll watch it. This is a video from Cooley Bravo that says, "Bro is fed up." So what we'll do is we'll watch it and then we'll discuss it. It's about a 2-minute, 20-second video.
Just revolve around 20v1s. Like if we look at his last 12 videos, you can see that he did nothing else but 20v1s. And before the 20v1s, this man was basically just doing the find your matches and putting his friends on freaky blind dates. Like he was basically just doing this cornball content pretty much. And I guess 20v1s got super boring, so he just had to spice it up by adding children to the mix. You may be thinking like, oh Cam, you might be overreacting, you know? No, maybe this 20v1 isn't that bad. No, it's exactly what you think. This is a children's dating show. This man literally held a children's rizzing competition. This is not the TikTok Riz party. This is the YouTube Kids Riz party. None of these kids are over the age of 13 years old. What was going through this man's head when he was thinking of this video? Man, 20v1s are getting dead, man. Let's add some children to the mix. Like, bro, what the heck? What's crazy is this man also added boys to the mix to make it seem like Lil RT was there to find friends, when we know the true intentions of this. Like I said, this is a children's dating show. This freaky ass cornball got a room full of kids to try and rizz up Lil RT. Is that not weird? I want to know what adults allowed their kids to get on this video. I genuinely want to know. Like, this is actually insane.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh.
Like, bro, just let these kids be kids. Why are we putting kids on dating shows? That is weird. Especially 20v1s. I find it so insane how much Lil RT has been used and abused and just exploited through the black community. Y'all need to stop using and abusing this kid for your own financial gain and just let him be a child, bruh. Why do we need videos of Lil RT swiping dudes for his mom or assisting dudes in a 20v1 or even Lil RT being on a 20v1? Nobody needs this content. What's crazy is at the end of this Lil RT 20v1, this man has the audacity to say,
y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all want to do another one, or y'all just talk to me, chat. Let me know.
Man, I just held the latest dating show for children, man. If y'all want another one, make sure to tag your little cousin in the comment section, tag little Timmy, tag your little sister, any kids, I want them all. Like, dog, read the room. Nobody wants another Lil RT.
All right, that's up kind of abruptly. I didn't expect that. That's a weird thing to do. A dating show with children. You know, I've critiqued this. I think KW Don 7. Shout out to KW Don 7. I think he had said it was Dan Calloway who was behind it. But there's this entity on Instagram called the Pan African Dating Show. And it's just so completely unserious. You know, I like women just as much as the next guy, and I like the anatomy of women. But if you're gonna call yourself the Pan African Dating Show, I think you should. I think there should be a little bit more substance behind it, not just women from all over the African globe. Similarly with this YouTube stuff, man. If you're gonna be on YouTube talking about stuff, real talk, there should be some depth to it. I feel this is just my personal opinion. I understand that there's some jokey things you might want to discuss, but even then, I think we miss an opportunity to impart some kind of knowledge, some kind of ideology, even into our humor. But using children in dating shows and all this type of stuff is, to me, just not cool. Just not cool. And I could understand why some people like D-Web and them call social media in general, but YouTube in particular, like a cesspool, Twitter as well. It's just some weird stuff. I'm gonna switch it up here. Let's welcome in our brother Black Steel this week. Black Steel, how are you?
I'm doing all right, Koku. Sorry I'm a little late. I had a funeral today for a family friend, so I'm just getting back home.
My condolences, bro. My
I
condolences.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming through too.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Glad to be here. Yeah, I see. So I see this video. Never seen it before, but
Yes, condolences, Black Steel. Condolences, Ro.
thank you, thank you. I'm looking at. First of all, one thing I want to say is that this little RT, this is straight up some child abuse type of stuff. So I wonder what's his reading level like? Does he have friends his age? You're subjecting this child, you're exposing him to stuff he has no business being exposed to. And what do you think the outcome is? So for laughs and giggles, you're literally ruining a child's life, a black boy's life. Black children already have enough shit to deal with. You don't gotta handicap them, right? You don't gotta cut them off at the knees. They're gonna have their complications are enough already just by them being black, especially black boys. They're already seen as dangerous and threats. Um, so whoever his mother is, whoever his parents are, they need their asses beat. They need to be body slammed into submission. Take this child away from them and put him with some people who actually care about him, who want to see him succeed. Um, YouTube has always been. I mean, it really depends on your algorithm. So when I search on YouTube, I find things that stimulate me intellectually, but YouTube has always kind of been a cesspool, right? And it's not just black YouTube. It always appeals to a certain type of people, right? And there's going to be videos for intellectual conversation and simulation, things like that. But then you're going to have the Pop the Balloon show. You're going to have the 20v1. You're going to have the man on the street interviews. Uh, you know, you're going to have that type of stuff because it appeals to a certain demographic. And because it appeals, I get the ad revenue. It's going to continue to show that. Uh, but also, too, YouTube can be used as a counter-revolutionary tool. Like I see, like for example, a YouTube page I follow quite often, Black Liberation Media, has recently been permanently demonetized, so they can't gain ad revenue. So you have freaking clowns like, Tariq or Yvette or that one dude, Dane Calloway, who says we're really Indians. They're not demonetized. But yet Black Liberation Media, which actually had some good shows, some good programming, that gets demonetized. Because this is really just about, keeping intelligent conversation from African people. I'm surprised that Africa Stream hasn't been hit. And I believe they will be, especially with them coming out and being so vocal about what's going on in Sudan and the Congo and Palestine. It's only a matter of time before they get hit and they get the strikes as well. But yeah, we certainly see what type of media is approved and what type of media is not approved by these algorithms, by these companies, and what they're trying to do. And it's not meant to enrich us, it's meant to dumb us down. It's meant to keep us status quo, talking about the latest fashion or who's sleeping with who, but we're not really dealing with any of the real substantial issues in our world, and that's what it's designed to do. You're gonna find some good things here and there, but for the most part, yeah. All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Black Steel, and again, condolences. Let's hear from Anthony next. Anthony, is Black YouTube going down the toilet?
Yeah, man. Hey, condolences to the brother Black Steel, man.
Thank
It's pretty much garbage to me, man. It's pretty much garbage. I mean, for the most part, like everybody was saying, you it's now I can think of a whole lot of stuff I could disagree with, with Black Liberation Media, but they do put out great content though, Dr. Ball, now they put out some good content. Man. I have plenty of respect for them, and like and like what they did to them, I thought that was kind of messed up and demonetizing them and like you said, you got other shows like the brother Neferkari Desaline. No, he said no. They gave him some strikes recently. You know what I'm saying? And his other brothers, not African Stream, but it's another. I think it was. It might have been Tuna Cheki. I don't know. They was talking about how they gave them some stripes. It was these sisters from out of Kenya. Who be these twin sisters out of Kenya who be putting out a lot of good stuff, man. And she said they struck them too. But yeah, man, they trying to push that low vibrational stuff, man. Man, look here. It was a couple of weeks. Man, my sister-in-law Mika had called me and and my niece Gabby, she had ran across, Gabby, where she really, she got on, it was a big decision letting her have her own phone, she like 11 years old now. And, we had to take her phone and do some stuff there because she was on YouTube and ran across some of the same old stuff here, this old dating ass shit, for children. Man, I mean, to me it gives pedophile vibes, man. That's what it is. It's some pedophile type shit, man. And yeah, man, that's some fucked up shit, man. I ain't gonna go. I'm kind of upset about that shit when I seen it. It was like, damn, man, because it made me think about the shit that just happened with my niece. So, man, yeah, it's fucked up, man. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that stuff with your niece, Anthony. But yeah, it's exploitation of children. I can only said it in the chat. It's just this kid, Lil RT, I think is the name. This kid is exploited, sold by his parents and whatnot. With that said, Shooter Beast number 3 is Black YouTube going down the drain. Real Black Gentleman. First, are you familiar with this Lil RT kid?
No, absolutely not. I don't know anything about this. I don't. This is disgusting. It is straight pedophile vibes. Look, you can't make things that was for adults for children. That's not how it works. You can take things that are designed for children and amp them up and make them adult style, like baseball, like T-ball. You can make into like baseball, and you know what I'm saying. But you can't. You don't have these adult design things and then try to just reduce it down to a kid-sized level. That's not how that. This is. It's not. It's like YouTube I can't mess with any of this. I cannot do that. I don't even. That's the thing about YouTube is that you have so many people that what I'm saying. This is the thing about social media in general. Like the people who have these platforms have a better idea of us than we do. You know what I'm saying? It's just the nature of it. This is like it's difficult for Black people to have a Black, thing that's better. For part of it is that the government subsidizes a lot of this stuff. So it's like, unless if we were to have, Black people had, all kinds of Black, and they're not getting the money. You know what I'm saying? Because it's for whatever reason. Because Black people aren't allowed to get the kind of subsidies that these white people did. These white people get this stuff subsidies just on the face of it. You know what I'm saying? Black people can go to school and try to have all kinds of fucking financial geniuses, and we still can't get this money for like all these businesses. It just does not come through like that. We only have like some kind of like just the organization of like where it's like everyone's going to these people, these experts, like get all this money. Like that's beside the point. This what you don't, like I said, you don't you don't have to try to make kids into little adults. That's not what this is about. This is not how, you don't want that at all. Children should be relatively, they have to develop and they have to learn about the world before they get in the world. They can't do the stuff of an adult. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know what I'm saying? They don't need these kids out here acting out like this, having this young boy doing this and trying to be like, like a whole grown adult. It's not necessarily. I'm gonna pass the mic. It's not good at all.
I appreciate that, Real Black Gentleman. Oh, by the way, in the chat, Trigave262 plus to Andy McPhail, he said, I know who you're talking about with the Kenyan sisters. Lots of continental Africans are getting into political commentary on YouTube, and I love it. You know, Trigger, do me a favor, man. Send me some of these names. Send me some names of the continental Africans who are on YouTube now doing political discourse. I'd like to introduce myself. So please, if you don't mind, send me a couple of those names on Discord in the DM. With that said, let me go to Buana. Buana, what say you?
Koku, I am reminded, you know, the fellas in the room who probably is as old as I am, we remember the days of Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, Jim Henson. And we remember the content was educational. The content was never, never, ever to even sexualize children. And I am a peace-loving human being. Make no mistake about it. I am a peace-loving human being. But when it comes to children, you know, I am reminded of my nephews and my nieces. For me, this is no bueno. It's no bueno. For me, you know, I am to get me to be very extremely violent is to try to sexualize children. You know, when I look at this guy with his braids, I'm thinking of throwing this guy off a roof. You know, why are you trying to sexualize little children and have them like dating? And bro, that is for adults. That's no bueno. That's no good. That's no good. Why do you want to do that to children for money, bro? You know, like I say, man, these things are extremely emotive for me. And I think that children, it is going down the drain. If this the direction that is going in, appealing to pedophiles for money, appealing a pedophile would be interested in sexualizing children. Why do they want to be on dates? What is that? What is that, bro? What is that? To get views and clicks? Who are you trying to attract attention to? Children. Hey, yo, I think that this is extremely dangerous content, and this guy needs to be stopped. And if this is the direction of Black YouTube, is going extremely down the toilet. And you need to pull these dudes' coats. You know what I mean? I think that some of these content producers who are adults, you need to pull their coat, man. Grab them off of the street if you need to, because they shouldn't be allowed to operate within our community unfettered. Nobody's saying nothing to them. You see what it look, I don't know, man. I'll leave it, Koku, man. I have no more words, bro. I'll leave it, bro. Let someone else go.
Yeah, I feel you on that one 100%. I dislike when you start messing with kids, man. That negativity to kids and stuff. I dislike that stuff, man. So I feel you. Last but not least, only you've seen and heard what others have said. Shout out to KWAZ7 who says Black YouTube is finished. There's no productivity. You've seen everything and heard everything everyone else had to say. What say you to this talk?
Yeah. My condolences to Black Steel, obviously. Also, you know, I just want to remind everybody to hit that like button, or hit the Cash App, right? But beyond that, it's going down the toilet. But the reality is this though. No disrespect to my people in the Western world, but a lot of the entertainment been crap. You know, a lot of the entertainment been crap. I mean, I think it's gotten worse. But like I've been telling people, man, I can't even like the music I used to listen to when I was a kid. I can't play it for my kid. You know, like right now that my son's not here, I could play some, Notorious B.I.G., Notorious Thugs, Bone and Biggie, right? I can play it now, but I couldn't play that stuff when I was, when my son's around. Not only if the music's not about killing the next man, right? It's about or if it's not about some, men sleeping with men, right? Because that's a thing inside the hip hop community, right? But if it's not about that, it's you're calling Black people the N-word. Now obviously it was a little bit more subtle, a little less on the nose. Back in the day, I don't know if you guys know the rap song "Dreams." I used to like that song when I was younger, by Biggie. But the dude in that song, he said something like, he'd rather mess with, I can't remember the lyric right now, but basically he would mess with Raven Simone. And if you're looking at when the song is released, she's like 5 or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, it's always been crap. Not YouTube, not Black YouTube, maybe, I don't know. But it's always been crap. Now, this latest Pop the Balloon stuff, I'm gonna have to admit, that, like I said, I came to America mostly so that my son could spend some time with his mother, and it's been surprisingly boring. You know, as to say that, you know, you kind of think, oh, okay, I can play video games, I could read books, I could program. You know, you're kind of like, damn, you know, where's my son at? Now, when you so now, like I said, I go on YouTube and I did see in my recommendations some Pop the Balloon bullshit, and it's like, okay, I'm starting to understand what YouTube content is, because like I have a YouTube channel, and it's not, actually I was listening to one of my old podcasts, and it was actually pretty fire, but whatever, right? but it's not like when I realized that people come on YouTube to be entertained, if not advertised to, but to be entertained. And so a lot, like, I think one of the things that we're not doing, right? And not really like us particularly, but let's say with one thing I wasn't doing is really facilitating towards that. Let me entertain you. Let me keep you entertained, right? Are you not entertained? Right? Now, what I can say is that, yeah, that Pop Balloon shit, and I never watched an episode, but I'm trying to, right? My first episode, whatever, right? But what that Pop the Balloon thing does is it is entertainment if you are a bored person. If you got nothing to do, if you don't have Netflix, or you watched everything on Netflix and you so on and so forth, you can't play video games, you keep dying or whatever, right? You don't program games, obviously. You don't read books, right? If you're that person, like, because sometimes we have to understand our demographic, right? And so Black people go online, go on YouTube, and they're either, listening to me. I'm not generally, but like most of us either going on YouTube or we're watching content that's created by Black folk. And a part of it is that we want to be entertained. A lot of times we don't want intellectual stimulation. We don't want to think. We don't want to pay attention. We don't want to focus. We don't want to, we want to look at women stand around with balloons in their hands. You know what I mean? Or men stand around with balloons in their hands and, play each other and whatever. So right now, like when I first saw this video, I was not that bored. So I was just kind of like, ew, whatever. But now I'm just like, I see that these people are trying to make a living off of entertaining people, and they're experimenting with the market. And I think it's a bad experiment. Obviously, I think it's an experiment that you should have some damn common sense about. I think it's sick that parents would put their children into this nonsense. It's actually really, really sick. Like stupidly sick. But that's the thing about, like, the way how I look at it is that that's the thing about this species, right? I see this species as, for what it's worth, trying to make a living out of nothing, and in so doing, making mistakes and doing stupid stuff, things that we generally consider stupid. But at the same time, it's like, I'm going to put it on. I wanna remind us as Pan-Africanists that we also have a responsibility to entertain our people that we're not living up to. And the way I'll put it is that if this, like one thing, people don't like this, you can't compare us to this country or whatever. But one thing you can say about China is that, one, they censor the shit out of the internet. Like, they censor their internet. Now, obviously, we can't do that because we don't have, that kind of powers or whatever, right? But one, they censor their internet, and two, they give their children good content. They give their children good content. The European is giving his own children bad content. you know. And I'll put it this way. In fact, you know, there's this German, I think he's German, right? There's this guy, German or whatever, who goes into restaurants, films himself, and then just screams, whatever, right? And makes a big fuss, and he thinks it's cool. And I said to myself, when I was looking at it, I was, somebody was like, who the freak even follows this guy? Who listens to this stuff? And somebody said it's probably, people with smooth brains, probably blah, blah, blah. And I said to myself, look, I'm not even going to try to disrespect my kid. But like, I ain't going to hold you guys. I caught my son, because we probably don't know this stuff. But there is children's entertainment on YouTube. And it's a bunch of stupid shit. A bunch of stupid, like you probably never saw it, but there's a whole part of YouTube, probably even the majority of YouTube, because a lot of people don't know, but Coco Melon's like one of the biggest accounts on YouTube. But it's possible that there's a lot of kids on YouTube watching some really stupid stuff. And there are people producing content for children that's really, really stupid. One of them is called like Skibbity Toilet or something like that. And it's like them stupid song like skibbity wop wop, skibbity wop wop wop. And, and it's a guy in a toilet just, 3D animated, shouting, all that kind of stuff. Completely different from all the content that we get. Okay. And children are looking at it. And I'll tell you this, China said, no, fudge it. And we condemn China for this, but they say, nope, internet censored. And if you look at what China gives their own children, it gives them music lessons, it gives them architecture, it gives them science. That's what their TikTok looks like. Okay, Chinese TikTok is science lessons, engineering lessons, physics, whatever, right? Children expressing themselves, all that kind of stuff. That's what we are supposed to be doing for our children. But one, we're not, and two, we got these fools who are copying this white boy who also does stupid stuff for his own people, right? This white man is not a model for a thing. And I'm not saying China is. Okay, I'm not saying China is. But if anything, China's a better model. I'll put it that way, right? But better even this. Not telling you you're supposed to look at other people for a model, but it's not that you're supposed to look at any particular people, but you should look at everybody and look for results. And what it is that, we as Pan-Africanists, we should be producing at minimal children's content, and we should be producing other and we should be producing our own entertainment. We should be producing our own sitcoms, our own Martin, our own whatever. But we don't, or even if we do, we don't really get the backing. We don't really get the finances. I can tell you guys, in fact, I got a children's book. I think I sold like 2 books, in the entire 3 years I had the book. So. I'm pretty sure we are not and again, that's not no fault of ours, whatever. It's not saying you got to go get the book and then that's gonna whatever. But the point is that we slipped up. We slipped up. And so this is the result of a weak Pan-African tradition. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, well stated, Oni. I think I try to push that similar messaging. There's things we can do, guys. We talked about it a couple months ago on Shoot the Breeze. You can use Canva and PowerPoint slide or Google Sheets or whatever. In fact, I only did a video about using Google Sheets. You guys make sure to check that out. As far as using children as content and not exploiting them and not putting them in bad lights. Check out Bakari's video that he posted during Shoot the Breeze here, where he's highlighting his 5-year-old nephew is raising chickens, man. But there's things, to go back to the other point, there's things we can do. All it takes is the willingness and a little bit of effort and some time. And we could put out children's content. It doesn't have to be what this white man is putting out. It doesn't have to look that way. But it could be powerful. It could have the messaging that we want, the propaganda that we want for our people. All it takes is some people to get behind it. This is the problem. I want to clear the palette a little bit. So, in addition to your final thoughts on this prompt, I'd like you guys on the panel to express what YouTubers, Black YouTubers, we probably should be tuned into. Now, I'll admit I'm bad at this topic because I mostly tune into YouTube to listen to people on KWAZ Radio. So I'll put that out there first and foremost. Listen to everyone on KWAZ Radio. That's The Forecast, Brother Bakari, Kofi the Black Critic, Relman the Bush, the Revolutionary Matron. That's myself, of course, Oni the Pro-Black Perspective. Like, tune into those shows. But Trigger Happy 262, because I asked him to in the chat, he sent me over a few. Evans from Kenya, Twins Hangout Kenya, Unpopular Opinion, Kumbukeni, Dash Reclaiming Our Narrative, Moya. So those are a few that he suggests. I can copy these and post them in the chat. That's what I'll do right now. But I'd like the rest of my panelists as well to give some of their, their picks. And in no particular order, anyone can go. But I'll start with Anthony McPhail just to get it rolling. Anthony, what say you?
Hey, the twins, those sisters from Kenya, man, they deep, man. They deep. They real deep, man. I check them out all the time.
What's
and
their
brother,
name?
I know there's two twins. The name is is a similar name. One is like Mara and something else kind of similar to it. I'm subscribed to their channel though. But yeah, and they all go ahead.
I'm sorry, Anthony, real quick. I think that channel I mentioned, what was it called again? It was called Twins Hangout Kenya. If I had to guess,
Twins Hangout
Kenya. I'll repost all the links separately. I posted it before, but it came up funny. I'll repost all the links. But in the meantime, Anthony, continue.
Yeah, the Twins Hangout Kenya, and they I mean, they real deep. I mean, they really deep. And the other sister, like I said, she's here now. She's here in the States, but she's based in Kenya. And because they have an Afrocentric school in Kenya, man. The sister Nduku, they have a school over there. They have a Kwanzaa, all of that stuff. I mean, check their channel out, man. They go real deep. I mean, they go across the board, man. She discusses Malcolm X. Her greatest inspiration is Malcolm X. She loves Malcolm. But I'm saying Walter Rodney, I mean, everybody, I mean, she has kind of like a slight, like a socialist thing, but she's more on the Ubuntu philosophy. So this sister Nduku, she's more on Ubuntu and like our traditional African philosophies, man. But like she incorporated that old African wisdom, like how we used to hear from Tanzania, and she incorporates that with Afrocentrism and everything. And she's real deep. And that brother Evans from Kenya, he's tough too, man. He's real tough. He does, and it's another channel, Pan African Lifestyles. Man, they do a lot of great content. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and these brothers and sisters, they waking up, man. I mean, they doing more content. They doing the content that you would think that we would be doing over here in the West. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a strong African center, not Afrocentric, African center perspective. No, they doing what we used to do. And they taking it to another level because they taking it to the people on the continent. Because we've been had this. I don't know how much we listen to it and how much we apply it to what we need to apply it to. But they didn't have that kind of stuff. I know a lot of times we done heard these African brothers and sisters from the continent saying, "Oh man, we didn't know that. We didn't know about that." Yeah, we heard a little bit about it, about whether it was transatlantic trade, and stuff like that. Yeah, we heard a little bit about it. They don't really teach that in school. Well, now, man, they having Afrocentric schools all over Africa now, man. It's still a long way to go, but they having them particularly in places like Kenya. Particularly they having them in Uganda now, in Rwanda. They having the whole Afrocentric kind of vibe, and in West Africa. And so yeah, man, it's a lot of good channels, man. I check out a lot of stuff, man. And yeah, man. I mean, our people waking up, man. I'll knock off right there.
Appreciate that, Anthony. Anyone else want to add some channels that haven't been mentioned yet that you think are good listens? Anyone else? All right. Surprisingly, no one else.
There's a channel called Runaway Slave. I peek all the time, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm subscribed to that channel. It's a dude who was he just talks about this. I mean, not really from an African perspective, but I mean, kind of. I mean, but just from a black perspective, he's kind of hard nosed. But I like that channel, Runaway Slave. As like an icon of Ida B. Wells on this channel. What's another good channel? I kind of listen to smaller channels, honestly, like channels that other people have kind of peeked me on to. Like a lot of the bigger channels, I don't really. I mean, I kind of catch wind of them like here and there, but like I tend to focus on like as far as like just smaller channels that just happen to. That was a channel that actually Forecast actually he had that on his channel. I kind of just just peeped on it. That's one channel, Runaway Slave, with Ida B. Wells as the as the thumbnail on his channel.
Hey, Koku, Moya. I forget, that's the channel Moya out of South Africa with this sister named Nziki Mezwai. Moya.
Okay, Moya. Okay. Appreciate that. No one mentioned Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. Good conversation.
Pan-Africanism.
Oh yeah, you know what? I got two.
Hey, man, we got one move out of here.
So I think of I already mentioned Black Liberation Media, Africa Stream, and Activist News Network. They have a lot of interviews with Dr. Gerald Horn. He's a professor at the University of Houston, African Studies. He's really good. So that's another check. Activist News Network. He talks about a lot of contemporary news events. He's really good. He's getting up there, but this man has like 30 books, so he's written a lot.
Oh yeah, my brother Shakara forgot. Shakara, obviously, don't forget Oni, but the pro-black perspective. But Shakara has a channel. I some of the content is but yeah. But Shakara has one, and obviously Abadele Kambone. People know about him.
Hey, talk about them change the name of their channel. It's Kumbing. It's something else now. It's
Yeah,
not
they changed the name of the channel. I saw that. I was like, who?
It's African Swahili now. I think like Kumbinga or something.
Yeah, Kimbunga Media. Yeah, Afro Native put it in the chat. But yeah, so there's also a view for Hodie, obviously, but that's But like again, like it depends on what you're interested in. But as far as like what's entertaining, I don't know. Like I said, I don't personally know because I was just now sitting there bored. So yeah, that's it.
We gonna forget about Aoki Mathi. You know what I'm saying? He has a couple platforms. There's one on the horizon. He has some things going. He has some on Rumble. He has that's not YouTube, but you know what I'm saying. He has his JAT problem. He has that going. Just want to shout that out.
Yeah, he got an upcoming event coming up real soon, like on this month, later on this month, the 28th.
Oh yeah, and invite Carnell.
It's a good channel called. Yeah, man, it's a good channel with Dr. Greg Carr from out of Howard called Narrative. Narrative is a very, very informative. He he is a scholar in Howard, but he is very informative with the other sister who he does interview. Well, they do a dialogue show every Saturdays. Yeah, Narrative is spelled with a K. And yeah, Karen Hunter. Yeah,
hey, Narrative is spelled. Bonner, as long as you keep him away from Roland Martin, he's good.
Yeah. What I try to think about is programs without the politics. But when they get in, because I know the Americans politicking right now, so everything is based off of the elections. But when we get outside of the electoral year, they get down to brass taxes in terms of blackness and global blackness and even American blackness. Very good topics. You have Politics Watch out of Jamaica. If you want to know substantially what's going on in the Caribbean countries, Politics Watch is a good listen, because even though he primarily focused on Jamaican issues, you could really extend that throughout the Caribbean with different issues that he talk about. So I think that is a good show. Afro Think Tank, he's politicking right now. Like I say, it's an electoral year, but after November, I think that he'll get back to a lot of good information. Lumumba speaks, of course. Dr. Lumumba, Brother Lumumba is a very good person in terms of Pan-African politics. Forecast is very good. Kofi is very good. They politicking, like I say, again. So it's because it's an electoral year, but after November 7th, they'll get back to brass taxes. There's a sister called Shay Sharad. She deals with a lot of relationship kind of issues, but she her emphasis is with Africanness and pro-blackness and things of that nature. So I think that she's a good listen. There's a sister out of Nigeria. Her name is Adeola Fehun. She talks in terms of Nigerian issues and the greater African continent and what's going on in those countries and things like that. Very informative information. Even Afrodamus. Afrodamus is my more entertainment. If you want to troll, if you want to have a good time, if you want to talk junk, Afrodamus is a good talk show to listen to.
Hey, Ivy Anita out of Nigeria is better though. Ivy Anita.
Ivy Anita is good. Ivy Anita is good. If you want to know what's going on in terms of the Black British world, you have the Diary of a CEO, and a lot of other content for the Black British channels. I mean, you could Oni was saying, Kumbunga. I forget his name now. I forget.
Shakara.
Anthony was just Shakara. Shakara is very good with the Black British. As far as the Black French, you have Zach Mukasa. Mukasa he does shows in English and French. So you could get a lot of information from Zach Mukasa. So I mean, that's just to name a few. I'll just leave it there.
Hey, you know, Kofi 250 out of Guyana.
Yeah, I appreciate that from everyone. This gives me the idea on the Discord. I'm going to put up a post that covers the 6 zones, I guess, of the Black world. And you guys who are on the Discord, just add the channels to each section. Who's the people who cover the Caribbean well, who cover the UK, who cover different states within the continent, etc. So we'll do that. I'll set that up. In the chat, we got Provide Triggers for Evolution saying South Africa, SMWX with Sizway in Pofu, Welsh. Takru, Tori says Trill Black, I guess. Provide Trigger says for Kenya, the REM experience. I mean, this is good stuff. I've kind of been in the KWAZ bubble, so I apologize. But yeah, let's create on the Discord, let's create a directory of sorts for people who want to check out other channels, and it'll also help me in identifying people I'd like to reach out to collab with as well. So you guys do me that favor. I'll set it up and I'll invite everyone to it. So join the Discord if you haven't already. The link is in the description. Let's go, for time's sake, let's go to Shoot the Breeze topic number 4 tonight.